Welcome all to Hoof Hearted. Today we're joined by very special guests, the Harisay Brothers, which sound like a fucking awesome Warhammer 40k tribute band.
Yay!
Ironic enough, because Brian does play Warhammer, but thank you again, Treebeard, for having us.
You betrayed magic, Brian.
I did not betray magic. I
Yes,
simply
you
found
did.
better things.
Brian played Magic with us for his fucking bachelor party, so
But you betrayed magic.
no, he just doesn't have
You
a
went
play
from
group.
playing with children's cards to playing with children's toys.
And now he
I don't see how the two are exclusive.
goes to watching shows about children's toys.
Which is what we're here to talk about. Tonight, we're talking about, in light of the upcoming 100th episode, which there is sure to be a fandom meltdown over, we're going to discuss something that inspired an earlier fandom meltdown.
Oh, goody.
You're gonna have to specify which one in our Lord and Savior season 1, season 2,
Yeah,
or season 3.
because there weren't clearly enough of those.
No, well, this one was one in season 3 at the end of it, and this was a fandom meltdown that was mostly justified. Today we discuss Magical Mystery Cure.
The mystery is how the cure works.
It's very magical. I can already
Uh,
feel the magic surging through me right now.
And like the
But I-
song that it references, you need to have a whole lot of weed to get through this, so let's not waste any time.
Yeah, ironically enough, the mystery in the title is not the cure that Twilight needs to find. It's figuring out what in the fuck the plot is.
Well, we'll be getting into that.
That's why
and-
they need the tome of the plot device. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
can find it again.
Unfortunately, Star Swirl's journal didn't have like the Cliff's Notes version of what was supposed to go on during that episode.
Pretty sure Star Wars Journal was just song lyrics and they're reading off of that.
Oh no, I'm sure we will get
Swirl.
very much into that.
I have a notepad document tearing apart the musical numbers. I am a musical nerd. Bring it on.
Oh, dude, no, me too. Like, I actually, like, I've been getting super fucking into music recently. Like, I have two.
God.
I'm not sure you two are talking about the same thing.
No. I know. I was
Broadway,
bringing up.
the theater.
Damn it.
I was going to bring up my guitars and how I was actually playing. I was actually playing some At the Gates covers earlier this afternoon.
Oh
So.
man, that's pretty cool.
Oh, you're familiar with At the Gates?
I'm familiar enough to know that you're awesome.
Thank you. Aren't we all?
Yes,
Anyway,
no.
let's give the show back to Treebeard. So-
Yeah.
No, this happens more often than you would think.
God, Christian. I
Okay.
can fucking go in, Christian.
This is just a different variety of hurting cats for
Quit
us.
fucking
Mhm.
around.
Come with
Well,
me,
well,
and
fortune-
you'll see.
Fortunately, I have a whole legion of Hellspawn in my closet, so we should be good to go.
When you reel a herd of critters and fireballs into town and you ain't lost to one of them, ain't a feeling like it in the world.
No, not a single feeling like it.
Okay, so let's try and herd all the cats of all the things that don't make sense in Magical Mystery Cure into a nice little pen and pasture, so that way we can slaughter them all.
You know, I've been looking forward to herded cat stew. Bobby, no! Don't eat the cat, that's just dirty.
Oh
How
my
can you
God.
grill it with propane?
Oh, would you like me to sell you some quality propane and or propane accessories today, sir?
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Alright, so since there
Oh,
are...
we're gonna get along just fine.
You, sir, are alright.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Alright, so because there are very special guests, I think I'll let the Harisay Brothers have their chop at this piece of shit first.
Oh
Okay.
Jesus! Oh Jesus Christ!
So, where do we begin?
How about at
Let
the
us start
beginning?
at the because that is a,
A
very
very
good
good place to start.
begin. Yeah.
Past
Yeah.
the opening 15 minutes of banter. How about that?
Yeah. So I think like all of us could probably give our little first impressions video. Give our little first impressions. You want me to go first?
You may. It will actually give me an opportunity to use my play-by-play notes.
Okay. Oh man, as the problem with trying to discuss Magical Mystery Cure first and foremost is it's hard to really know where to start because there are so many options to start off with because just about every single thing in this episode goes wrong. Oh man, the plot is inconsistent and nonsensical. The musical numbers feel like stitched on tumors, that they attempted to, sell the episode with some sort of, saccharine wit. It's basically, the musical numbers are the equivalent of like jingling your keys in front of a toddler.
I thought plot and music numbers were the same thing in this situation.
Well, and they both make absolutely no sense. So yeah, the plot is nonsensical, the musical numbers are whack, the pacing is utter shit.
Oh, yes.
The moral
it has pacing?
Yeah, the moral, exactly, it's broken. And the moral is a broken Aesop, and
Hold up, it has a moral?
Well, the pacing is backwards, like a moonwalk.
Shimona!
The pacing somehow manages to be more fucking backwards than Memento.
I don't know what that is.
Memento was to remind you, Memento is a story that was intentionally told backwards!
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was also by Christopher Nolan, so...
Early days of Christopher Nolan, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was back when he focused solely on psychotic behavior.
Mm-hmm. The psychotic, which is exactly what the mentality of... I imagine everyone working on the show had to be, and every single person who enjoys this episode, because if you enjoy this episode, you're wrong. I'll just state up straight that it is incorrect to enjoy this episode, because, and as a matter of fact, I've actually found this, the people who enjoy this episode, it seems to boil down to whether or not you can enjoy the songs, whether or not you enjoy the trill of keys being jingled in front of your face, and whether or not that amuses your man-baby, synapses.
And whether or not you can snort a whole mountain of cocaine in about 5 seconds.
Or unless your name is Digibrody.
That too.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is very, very magical.
So why don't you guys start with the machete story? Because I don't think I've actually heard this either.
Oh, no, yeah.
Why don't we all just go around and say, what were you? It's like where
I
were you
remember
in...
it now.
Okay, no, yeah, I've got to set this up, because,
I can explain it, because I didn't remember it when you first said it, and then it was like, oh yeah, okay.
Can I leave? I'll set this up for you, and then Joseph can tell you what he did. So Joseph was actually... Okay, so... The weekend that within a week that Magical Mystery Cure came out, Joseph actually came out to Reno, where I live, so we could go see In Flames. It's a shithole, but you love it.
That's very true. I do love Reno, but
yeah,
it's a shithole, but it's my shithole.
Yeah, yeah. I think who was it from Top Gear who described what Reno was like best?
It's like Vegas, only smaller.
No, it's like Reno, Nevada. It's a little like Las Vegas, Nevada, minus all the things that make Las Vegas interesting.
It was James May, Captain Slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Shout out to Captain Slow.
Yeah. So Joseph was actually up with me in my apartment because we went to go see In Flames together, and
when they were still playing metal. How about that?
Whoa, shit! That's a long ass time ago.
Before Siren Charms came out, and then and this was still when we were talking about what we were going to do for our Crystal Empire review. This was even before I had officially written the script. But
thousands of years ago.
Thousands of years ago.
Yes, much like
accurate to how long it took to make.
Yeah.
Yes, much like Crystal Empire itself, it's a story that could only really be told by the ghost of Christmas past from the future.
Yeah, as I so expounded in our Crystal Empire review. And you know what the funny thing is?
Well, this is going to take a long time, so you may want to get some snacks.
Before you go off on another tangent, continue with the machete.
Okay, yeah,
story.
I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, Joseph was up with me because we went to go see In Flames, and like
Christian God.
the day that he had to leave, we decided to watch Magical Mystery Cure together, and then oh god, and then it right before the credits end and like Twilight is flying off, Joseph is like, or you like Joseph? Joseph was like, no, don't end it, and then it ends.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting on the couch, and then I look at him, and then I look at him, and he looks at me. I'm like, Twilight's an Elcor now. What do you think? And here's what Joseph does.
So, just say this really quickly. I'm a really, really huge weapons guy. I fucking like love weapons, and basically everywhere
Doesn't
I go.
everybody?
Yeah. Oh, the fucking liberals, man. I live in California, son.
He lives in
Hey,
San
so-
Francisco.
Oh, well,
Oh
that's
my
different.
god, the other LA.
No.
The feels are very, very real.
Oh god. Oh, it sucks here, man. No concealed. Man, I could make a whole video on how much I hate the weapon laws around here and how the people around here to deal with those weapon laws are stupid. But so basically what happened is at the time
okay.
I had a god damn it. At the time I had I'm pretty sure it was my cold steel machete with me. So I like went into Christian's room and I grabbed it. And I like came out and I like unsheathed it and I was like, well, there's clearly no purpose in living now. And I was just like,
Oh my
oh,
god.
it's time to kill myself.
Jesus.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye, brother. It's not knowing you.
Oh, man.
I am not kidding. That is
No, I
literally
don't-
what he did.
I don't doubt it for a second.
In fact, I have it on film.
Yeah, that,
Like-
no, that
Yeah.
go back then. That was when my hair was still, and that was when I still wore leather jackets everywhere.
Oh, man. No, I still do that.
Mm.
It's a little unfortunate given that I live in Orange County, but
Oh man.
yeah, gets a little hot. But yeah, that should give you an idea. I mean, obviously, if you're a pony fan, you must have watched this by now. You must have an opinion on it. This is about how strongly we feel about it.
Yeah, actually, let me interject with the how I watched it. I was in college when it came out, and then I recruited a ragtag band of a total of like 3 people to sit down and watch this in one of my friends' rooms. We're sitting and watching, going, "This is really fast. There's a part 2, right? No, there is. Oh, okay. So Twilight's gonna become an Alicorn at the end. Yep. All right, let's see how they do it. Play. Half an hour later, it's done. We sit there for about 3 or so minutes, just in dead silence. Finally, one of my friends goes, "That's it?" And I distinctly remember getting up and going, "That was bullshit."
My
Sounds
reaction,
like it
my
sounds like
reaction-
Krusty. I'm sorry.
yeah,
And
my
actually,
reaction to it.
What the hell was that?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Well, I figured out. I took a little perusal into the wiki for My Little Pony, and I found other things that took the same amount of time as Twilight becoming a princess, such as solving pony racism, babysitting children, Rarity's mare privilege, solving a time paradox, Trixie being reformed, putting together a family reunion, redecorating a castle, choosing a pet, and reforming Discord.
All of these things took
what
about the same amount of time as Enlightenment did.
As
what is
reaching
Canterlot?
pony nirvana.
My reaction to the episode, I muted it after the first 2 lines of the first song.
No, yeah, I
That
think
was my reaction to it.
Wait,
we can't talk about this episode and not talk about Brian's disdain for the musical numbers in this series.
I am
As
like
long
the
as you don't
Grinch.
As long as you don't say the words "we," "go," and "together," I will be happy. After doing Grease, I swear to God, if I hear any of those, my head instantly goes Rama Lama Lama Kadina Dina. Sucks.
Oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks to high school.
I know, right?
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I am like the Grinch when it comes to the musicals, because every time I hear it, it's just like, and they sing, and they sing, and they sing, sing.
And the more Brian thought about this whole pony,
noise.
and the more Brian thought about this whole pony sing fling, the more Brian thought,
I must stop these ponies from singing. That's how I feel.
Noise.
Well, if you took
noise.
out all the I'm legitimately curious, if you took out all the songs in this episode and just mashed together what was left of it, how much time would there be?
about 9 minutes.
Did someone actually look this up?
Actually, ironically enough, I actually, there is a video out there there's like a video there of like all the songs that are in Magical Mystery Cure.
Oh, so
And,
just take away time, yeah.
It's like it's like 10 minutes long. So you take that and then you take the
So
the
it's
episode.
the length of one Neurosis song.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, and we know how, and given what we've seen of Project Thundercloud, we tend to know how well telling a pony story in 10 minutes usually goes.
Oh God.
Well, and I did my research with the musical numbers, actually. Before we came in here, I have my whole notepad document.
Oh, please do share.
The first opening number, which fails at what it's supposed to do, is actually based off of another song.
Oh, let me guess.
Yep,
Little
take your
Town from Beauty and the Beast.
Actually, no. That was in Pinky Pride. I thought the same thing. It's actually
Oh,
Oh, What
really?
a Beautiful Morning from Oklahoma.
I can't say I've seen that one.
Oh, well, you probably know the song.
You know the
because
song,
It's kind
it's
of
very
a cultural.
iconic.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a beautiful morning.
That.
Oh, what a beautiful day. That one.
Oh, what a
Yeah.
day! What a lovely day!
What a lovely...
Bonus points. Hugh Jackman is in the version that I found.
Oh, really?
He's
Yeah,
the
he
hugest
actually-
Ackman.
Yeah, I looked up a production of Oklahoma to like compare the two, and I don't know if we're gonna intersperse the clip in this, but
I'll edit it in.
you'll edit it in. Okay, now that
The
you've
magic
seen
of editing. Here's a little clip of it.
Do it.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. And it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Now that you've seen that, you see two parallels, which the setting is just like broke-ass field in the back, some farm equipment, Hugh Jackman, and this pissed-off-looking farm girl. And just that scene and that song tells you all you need to know about this setting, which is this guy is super optimistic in this complete shithole. But with Morning in Ponyville, it's telling us what we already know. Ponyville's awesome. Everyone's in Berkeley. We're all friends.
Actually,
Actually,
sorry,
is Ponyville really awesome? Let's consider all the things that Ponyville has gone through.
Someone edited right here. Everything is awesome from the Lego movie. Please.
Yes.
Tap the charts again. It's everything is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love this song.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when we're part of the team.
okay. No, everything is not awesome in Ponyville, unfortunately. Yeah, like Brian was
But when
saying.
you work as a team.
Actually, you know what? I have the, I frequently, like, have
Especially when you're
the,
living on that dream.
I have a link to, like, all the episodes, so I, on the MLP wiki, because I frequently, refer back to it, like, if I'm looking for
I
reference
also
material,
have that
either
tab
from
open.
screen caps. But, okay, yeah, let's just look at all the episodes and look at all the shit that has gone down in Ponyville. If,
Let's see. Parasitic
well,
hordes of killer whatevers.
Nightmare Moon in the series pilot, the very first freaking episode of the series, crashes the
Actually, it's
Summer
like
Sun
s-
celebration there.
All the things
Yeah.
that have happened in Ponyville, it's almost like South Park for kids.
Yeah, you
Seriously. Like there's aliens.
Well, where's
there
Robert
was.
Smith from The Cure?
Yeah, exactly.
have-
there
you
was the
got an
Akira
attack by
Trapper
an-
Keeper.
everybody almost got eaten alive by an Ursa Minor.
There was there was Smog who fell asleep on the nearest mountain.
There was
There
Becca
was-
Streisand who tried to kill everyone with her scene. Oh wait, that's the wrong show. Damn it.
There
Fuck.
was the
Yeah,
the
it wasn't Rebecca
totalitarian-
Streisand this time.
Time paradoxes in It's
You know
About
what-
Time.
You know, with the music though and the way it sounds, it would not surprise me if this was an evil plot by Mecha Streisand.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, no. Actually, no, yeah, so, yeah, Nightmare
there's-
Moon, Discord, the Parasprites, Ursa Minor,
totalitarian regime by
Discord,
Trixie.
Discord, Sunset Shimmer, Discord.
And on top of that, it's home to a terrorist organization.
Wait, what?
The Cutie Mark Crusaders. They're a terrorist organization.
I mean,
I thought they were a secret society.
No, they're
No.
a terrorist
Right,
they're-
organization.
Brian has figured this out. The CMC are a terrorist organization.
Okay, now this I need to hear.
Look out, ISIS! We're coming for you.
Okay, so think about it. They constantly put themselves and others in harm's way. You've got the freaking show they did for the talent show. You've got
I mean
the,
that constitutes as a terrorist attack.
you've got
To be
yeah,
fair, not
yeah,
as
that-
good as Proto
The
Man.
music that soldiers force detainees to listen to in Gitmo was not as bad as the music
It
that
was-
they
it was-
played during that talent show.
No, it was
Yeah.
actual San terrorism. Because here's the thing, they're not blowing up buildings and shit like that, but they're ruining somebody's afternoon with the god awful music. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
just try this.
Actually,
Do this with
so-
any bad song. What you can do, just sneak up behind someone and literally just go, if you like pina coladas, and you will ruin somebody's
God.
day.
I hate you. I hate you. I've had that song stuck in my head for like 3 months. I hate you.
You have now ruined Duster's day.
Yeah, you have.
Joseph's point stands. Okay, so yeah.
You've got
Like,
the
if all these things are happening in Ponyville, like, wouldn't it suck to live there? Like, you're just sitting there, eat your sandwich, whatever. There's a spontaneous musical number behind you. You're just like, Jesus Christ, not again.
So yeah, the Cutie Mark Crusader, the terrorist organization.
Yeah, so you've got the horrible show they did. You've got the musical float that nearly killed everybody, and on top of that, they released Discord, and they're
Yeah.
setting up a new chapter
They
in Manhattan.
did.
If I were Celestia, that's how I would brand them as a terrorist organization.
I
Oh,
mean-
and they aided a known criminal.
Yeah, so
I mean,
again,
with the
terrorist organization.
with Ponyville, I get the feeling that the only reason that anybody lives there is the same reason that anybody lives in Bakersfield. You can't really afford to go anywhere else.
Or if you're corn and you need your material from there, so you saturate yourself
I
in
was
this
gonna say
shithole.
Lancaster, but you know, Bakerfield's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're the metal band Korn, which I fucking love, you live in Bakersfield and use all that negativity, and then you put all that wrath and anxiety into your music, and then you sell millions of records.
Yeah, but don't worry, it's going to get nuked when the nuclear apocalypse comes around. That's what the Fallout lore says. It's going to
Oh.
get. It's going to
So
get.
does
bad.
LA though.
I don't
Okay.
know,
Vegas survives.
Yeah,
like
but
Casper
Vegas
It's the worst
fucking
song.
trucks
You
it.
know why it's the worst song? Because
Yeah.
it does nothing.
My hometown trucks it. Vegas
Oh, you know,
survives in the apocalypse.
No, yeah. So like you were saying about Morning in Ponyville, if I may, I feel like talking about the parallel that I noticed between Morning in Ponyville and Little Town from Beauty and the Beast, because I actually I looked up Little Town recently because I was like, hey, I was thinking about Morning in Ponyville and I was like, hey, wait a minute, and then I looked up Little Town. I'm like, oh my god, it's the exact same. Well, it's like the reason why I think there's it's like trying to rip it off is like, well, for one thing, there is a lot of that like Twilight just singing about random nonsensical shit that she's just singing about whatever she sees. Yeah, and there's a little bit of that in Little Town where Belle singing about like the baker, bringing his baguettes to market, or like the bookstore owner,
Yeah,
those kinds
and,
of things.
I mean,
Here's the difference though.
Yes,
is
please
that-
outline the difference.
The difference is Little
Stop it.
Town. Little Town is an establishing musical number. It
Thank
is
you.
It is introducing the audience to a setting that they're unfamiliar with. And however, it's not just that. There's also a lot more involved in that. In the song Little Town, you also get a sense of like Belle's character. You get that, like Twilight Sparkle, she is a tremendous bookworm. She's a tremendous bookworm, but she's also a little bit, socially awkward. Again, like Twilight, you're starting to see the parallels here. But there was also more than that, because it also introduces to the concept of like, even though she enjoys the rustic, if quaint lifestyle of this little town, it's still the typical, if gets the point across, Disney princess song, I want more out of life. Yeah, exactly. But
It
it
also
also
introduces us to characters that we'll be seeing later.
exactly like it also introduces.
It also Frank Sinatra to play this town, please.
It also introduces us to Gaston, and it shows his character motives, which arc over the entire film.
Yep.
Whereas in Morning in Ponyville, it's
Well,
singing
we already know.
exactly. It's singing us it's giving us an establishing musical number for a place that we've been to for about 64 episodes so far.
Yeah.
There's actually two other musicals that I pulled out when I was doing my notepad thing that do basically the same thing, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. That would be... Sorry, my dog is all over my headphones right now. There we go. That would be Rent from Rent. And also Good Morning Baltimore from Hairspray. All of them are establishing shots. You see the main characters. In Rent's case, you see all the other characters that you're going to be like revolving in and out. But I also picked up Belle from Beauty and the Beast, which is Little Town. And
Exactly.
That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to set the stage, introduce you to characters, and kind of give you a glimpse into, like, the thought processes of all these characters. For example, Gaston's a horn dog that's probably gonna bang Belle. Belle's a huge nerd, and everyone thinks she's really weird. We get an idea of what's going on. But here we just get choreographed dance. Everyone's happy. There's characters we've seen before. Oh, look, throwback to a previous episode throwaway.
Yeah,
Well, that was
exactly.
interesting. What next?
It doesn't do any of the other things that, like, say, Little Town did. It doesn't give us any indication into Twilight's thought processes other than she thinks Ponyville is awesome. And probably the most bewildering line in that whole song is, "Can things go wrong here? I don't think they ever will." And we just talked about, like...
I'm sorry.
Did
How many
somebody
times
say-
have they?
No, did somebody just say Murphy's Law much?
You don't
Yeah.
protest too much.
Some of the problems that Ponyville has gone through have been caused by the ponies themselves, let alone Twilight. Twilight herself inadvertently cast the Want It Need It spell on practically the entire town.
Ooh, that was actually a point I had when I was talking about Crystal Empire one time. That fucking... It was during one of the musical numbers at the end of it that said, "Since when has Twilight Sparkle ever been wrong?" I'm like, would you like me to count?
Actually, you know, it's funny. Spoiler alert. I don't know if he's going to go through with this, but I actually took like a week aside and I wrote my own script for everything wrong with the Crystal Empire, and I sent it to Little Shy. And not likely to use the whole thing because there were like 166 sins in it, and he usually only has like 40 per episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did note it. I went back and I had to put myself watching through the Crystal Empire again, and I missed that line first time around where Rainbow Dash is like, "Since when does Twilight Sparkle ever fail?" I'm like,
That
and
was
then like,
since season 1.
Well, how many hands do you have?
yeah. Like, help me out, I'm gonna count this.
Let me count the ways. Numero uno.
And actually, even then, this is not the worst Defender song in my opinion. It's probably like number 3 or 4.
Well, actually, you know what?
It
No.
was still bad enough to make me mute it. That's the bottom line.
I mean,
And
That's the part that counts.
it's so generic and dull. Why is this even here? What purpose does it serve? That
No, actually, no. I just realized this. I'll tell you this.
Oh.
Morning in Ponyville is the perfect way they could have set up Magical Mystery Cure, because it's bland, nonsensical, and you can ultimately just skip it.
It wasn't a setting, it was a warning.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the only thing that it does to establish, all it does is it sets up a joke where it's like, "Oh, nothing ever goes wrong," and Rarity has Rainbow Dash's cutie mark. "Oh my God, things are going wrong."
Something went wrong.
And then we move into the
Who
next
could have
song.
guessed?
Which, by the way, the next song, there is a song that did the same thing better. And you are going to laugh so hard. Okay, what my cutie mark is telling me is what I'm talking about, but... So
What?
this song is, what
are
my
you
cutie
talking
mark
about?
is telling me, the next song...
Oh no, yeah, that one. Okay, that one.
Okay,
Okay, I'll let you
there's
set that one up. You're the
there is a
music
song that
teacher.
does the same thing better. You're gonna laugh your ass off. But so the purpose of this is to show the conflict, a change in what the protagonist is supposed to do, a change in the setting, sort of.
Yeah.
What does this better is Book of Mormon. The song
You're right,
about
Ella.
Sadiqa Emo, aka Fuck You God, does this so much better than My Little Pony.
Well, that's because it's made by fucking Trey Parker and Matt Stone. The goddamn geniuses of the fucking comedy like nowadays. Those guys is goddamn outstanding.
And at least this song, like, it's about, like, 3.5 minutes long. In that time, your story should be progressing while this song is going on. It doesn't. It just stands still. It just stops.
Magical Mystery Cure has made the incredible accomplishment of being too fast and too slow at the same time.
Somebody called Vin Diesel immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, M.A. Larson managed to write a bigger time paradox episode than It's About Time. Go figure. Someone called the doctor. We need him to repair the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
I was about to say Snake Plissken, but okay.
He's
The
busy
creator time
dealing with
paradox,
a black
which will
hole
wipe
of
out everything
fandom.
and then destroy the universe.
Yeah, we need 88 gigawatts to put this episode back in place.
No, go 88 miles an hour.
21 gigawatts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1.21 gigawatts through a flux capacitor traveling at 88 miles an hour.
God, it's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Joseph watches it
know
like...
that movie. No, I haven't watched it in a really long time, but I know it so well because that was like, you know how when you're like a little kid, there's always that one movie that you watch over and over again.
Emperor's New Groove, go on.
Yeah, when I was 6, that fucking Back to the Future was my jam. Man, I
All three of
watched
them,
that.
yeah.
I watched that shit every day. I know those movies so goddamn well. Like, it's unreal how many times I watch them.
Butthead.
Nerd.
Alright, so...
Say hi to your mom for me, Brian.
So since we're on the subject of what my cutie mark is telling me... Oh, what fresh scoop of strawberry hell is this?
Actually, you know, if I can butt in there...
Freebeard. Just fuck you.
This song is an episode by itself. You could have done this.
Well, that's thing number 1. That's issue number 1 with it.
Mm-hmm.
And issue number
we're
2
only
is
at
actually...
issue number 1. We've been talking for like half an hour, and we're only at number 1.
Well, only number 1 for
Christ.
this song. See, here's the thing that kind of bothers me about this whole plot point. Why does Applejack conclude that her cutie mark, which Rarity got from finding gems, means that she's a fashionista? Does she have Rarity's memories, or how does that even begin to work? It could
Actually... Oh, sorry.
To be totally honest, we did see one episode before this, the Cutie Pox episode, where, you know, suddenly Apple Bloom was able to do all these things because of these cutie marks.
Yes.
So if this curse had some kind of similar effect...
Oh, I'll get into the spell later.
I guess maybe we
I'm
could let this pass, but I doubt it.
Actually, no,
the spell
that's not
itself
true.
is going on the
Probably
chopping
get
block
it.
next.
No, that's not true, and I'm going to give a quick shout out here. Orange Insanity actually did a review on Magical Mystery Cure, and he actually brought up how this is contradictory, because all of Twilight's friends now have different cutie marks, and they all suck at the thing that they're trying to do, but then you had this sickness, you know, the cutie pox, you know, in the eponymous episode.
Oh, shit.
And for every eponymous, you see what I did there? Yeah.
Good word choice, but I
Yeah.
know it's all clicking now. I'm like, oh.
No, yeah, and you'll notice, for every single cutie mark that Apple Bloom now gets, she excels at that thing that she is doing. You know.
Oh, good. More reasons
yeah.
this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, exactly. So in Magical Mystery Cure, you get the sense that if you have the wrong cutie mark on the wrong pony, they're not going to be able to do it. But then you'll have this other episode where if you have, you know, a wrong or imposed cutie mark on another pony that it wasn't meant for, now they're suddenly able to do it. And it gets even more confusing if you fast forward into the season 5 premiere, where all of the main 6, you know, get the equal signs cutie mark because they've been forced into Starlight Glimmer's Oceania.
They've been
And,
assimilated.
You know, communist Russia.
Yeah.
Pony Waco.
There
Yeah,
you go.
and they all have the same equal signs cutie mark, and they're all at the same level. So it's like, and that episode was also partially written by M.A. Larson.
And I studied cults academically, so I loved that episode.
Hey, you know
I
what?
love
I am
the
a cult.
shit.
El Camino. Yeah, high school. I live high school that I go to right down the street from where I live. El Camino cults. What up?
Represent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going back
Yeah.
to what my cutie mark is telling me, the whole thing about Applejack suddenly concluding that diamonds on her butt means she's a fashionista doesn't even make much sense. From knowing anything about Applejack, she might conclude that she was supposed to be a miner. Why does Rarity think her destiny is being a weather pony if she's A, not a Pegasus, and B, Rainbow Dash got that cutie mark from winning a race and creating a sonic rainbow?
Also, we only see Rainbow Dash doing weather pony things like 3 times.
Actually, here's another thing that I wanted to add to that, and I'm going to give another shout out here to Drowning in Horseshoes. If either of you have seen that, if either of you have seen that guy, he also has.
That's a fantastic
By the
username.
time we're done with this, we'll be drowning in frickin' shoutouts, Christian. God.
This is
Not too different
I swear
from how this usually goes, actually.
This is going to be the last. Okay, this is going to be the last one for a while, I swear, until I come up with another one that requires a shout out because it's relevant to the conversation. But
Usually
this is
it's
okay.
for you like 2 minutes.
I was going to say 5, and that's if we're lucky. But
Oh man, 5 minutes.
Yeah, so start the countdown timer. Okay, so Drowning in Horseshoes also has a review where about Magical Mystery Cure, where he also brings up a very valid point in that this episode is so wrong that it even gets the interpretations of the cutie marks incorrectly and what the implications of those cutie marks mean.
Right.
Okay, because here's the thing. You're talking about, like, okay, so Rarity has Rainbow Dash's cutie mark now, and now Rarity is trying to control the weather, but Rainbow Dash did not get her cutie mark by being a weather pony. She did
not.
Exactly. She got it by performing the Sonic Rainboom. All of the cutie marks of the main six.
Channeling the power of Usain Bolt.
Yeah. Or is it Usain Bolt?
It's very true.
Yeah.
The world will never know.
Okay.
It's about that nonsensical. Why not?
Okay.
I know.
So Rainbow Dash got her cutie mark by performing the Sonic Rainboom, and Rainbow Dash's cutie mark is all about, like, speed and athletics. Her desire to really, be noticed, to be the best that she can be. And all of the main six have cutie marks that are metaphorical of both what their special talent is and who they are. But in this episode, it really is basically just a symbol that means their job. And I'm gonna use what Treebeard was talking about as it pertains to Applejack thinking that she's a fashionista.
Yeah, shout out to Treebeard.
Oh yeah, shout out in my own podcast.
Oh god, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
So how many minutes was that? 2.5?
Yeah, about.
Just about.
It was a shout out. It was a shout out within a
While
shout
they're
out.
passing the puck to Treebeard, go to your rant
need a
about the spell.
Well, we're not there yet.
Before I steal it from you.
We're not there yet. We still have to talk about how confusing the cutie marks and them swapping are. Like Treebeard was saying, Applejack has Rarity's cutie mark, but Rarity's cutie mark does not mean that she's a fashionista. She wasn't sewing dresses one day and then just instantly got her cutie mark. Rarity's cutie mark.
She found a rock full of gems.
Exactly. Her special talent is indicative of, like, having this innate ability to know where gems are.
Or craft with them. That's what I got out of it, was crafting with them.
Well, yeah, exactly, because she doesn't get her cutie mark as soon as she finds the gems. She finds the gems, like, her horn activates of its own volition, and then that leads her to this rock where the gems are, and then she sews the gems into her dresses, and that's how she gets her cutie mark. Is she finds something and she finds something very rare and precious, and she shares that with others to make them more beautiful. That's what Rarity's cutie mark means. But on
Holy
Applejack,
shit, I never even thought of it that way.
But all that generosity is gonna cost you quite a pretty penny. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I can
she seems to make it back.
Here, but
she shares them, just not for free.
Yeah. Generosity all comes at a cost. That's just how
And that
life
cost
works.
goes to you.
Rarity. I imagine Rarity would probably be part of the Orzhov Guild if she were in Ravnica.
Well, yeah, obviously. Fuck that! It's all about the Golgari.
You know, Ponyville
Fuck
is so
you, niggas.
screwed up at this
It's
point.
it.
I can totally see some point in the future Spike growing up, becoming a rap star, and doing like a straight out of Ponyville album. That's his breakout album.
No, it's like Good Dragon, Mad Town.
Yeah.
Spike's gonna be the next Kendrick Lamar.
Anyway.
Just as long as he's not the next Kanye West.
Oh god, no.
Gym pools.
Then we just have to burn the place down.
Oh man.
But and then going on further is that, like, none of the other cutie mark swaps make very much sense either. Like, Fluttershy having Pinkie Pie's cutie mark doesn't just entail stand-up comedy or just trying to get forced gags out of people.
Fuck, that wasn't even what she got it for.
Yeah, like Pinkie Pie's cutie mark is indicative of spreading, good cheer and mirth.
And throwing a party, because that's where she got it from.
Well, it's not just about. It's not just. It's
said the fucking bath was fucking raw.
Well, it's not just about it's not just about throwing parties, though. It's about it's not just about throwing parties, though. It is about inspiring joy in others. You know, and I know Brian is like probably the only person in the entire fandom who doesn't like the song "Smile, Smile, Smile," but he
That's
doesn't.
like
He
a
really
death
doesn't.
sentence in Brony society.
Yeah, like Brian
Well-
could cause an entire convention hall's floor to drop if he said that. I don't like "Smile, Smile, Smile," and
Well,
I know you said that it's because in the episode it's and I kind of agree with this. It's basically filler, but that is everything that Pinkie Pie is in that one song. It's that she is all about spreading good cheer and happiness, but
A cremator Twinkie.
yeah, yeah, and sometimes sweets help with that. And Fluttershy is just like, I'm not sure what she's attempting to do. It's almost like, oh, I'll get to this in a minute, and then
What even is?
honestly, this is, now that I think about it, Rainbow Dash is probably like the least head scratching about them all, because like she's trying to take care of animals, and that's what Fluttershy does. But like also, but it's still whacked out in that sense, because Fluttershy is all about kindness. It's not that just that she's nice to animals; she's nice to everyone, almost to a fault. You know.
Well, yeah,
She's not-
isn't she the only one that thwarted Discord just from being too damn nice?
Exactly. She is nice from wounded animals to friends to former enemies that have, warped and inverted and bastardized their own morals and virtues. It's not just about being a veterinarian. And then you got Pinkie Pies, and Pinkie Pie is probably the most bewildering of them all, because Applejack got her cutie mark, not from working with apples. Applejack's cutie mark is actually indicative of her family bonds. So does
she
not
shouldn't
need-
even be in Ponyville at all.
Well, not so much like her family in Maine. That's because like you go to her cutie mark story and like
Well,
she
I'm
tries
talking
to
about
go...
Pinkie. Because
Oh.
if it's about her bond with her family, then she shouldn't even be in Ponyville.
But yeah, well, that would be if this episode made sense.
Oh, right. I'm making that very dangerous assumption about magical
Yeah.
mystery manure.
Yeah, you're making the assumption that this episode was supposed to be, I don't know,
Coherent?
rational and could be properly understood by sane human beings.
Well paced,
Mm-hmm.
well written, everything is put together real nicely.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
speaking of pacing, I want to throw in my own 2 cents here.
proceed.
Why does the song have to linger on every single pony? I mean, I can understand wanting to give every single one his due, but at some point you have to, during the song has, what, you said 5 verses earlier?
Yeah,
5 verses
exactly.
is a lot. Most, like, even hit songs have at most 3 or 4 verses with a chorus and verse in between.
Yeah,
So at some
there's the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus structure.
And then there's the last Baron.
Yeah, so
And
at
then
some
there's
point,
the last Baron, which is 13 minutes long,
At
but
some point-
that's Mastodon, so they can get away with having a song that's 13 minutes long because you can still fucking follow it.
Very true.
regardless, at some point when they were writing this song, did any of them just think, man, I know we
It's kind of
want to give it,
long.
yeah, it's kind of long, and there was probably that argument where it's like the people who are saying it's kind of long versus the people who are saying, well, we need to give every pony their due.
Well,
What they
here's-
could have done to probably strain our sanity a little less was probably pair them together with like the cutie marks who got switched. So like,
Applejack and Pinkie Pie switch off for one verse.
yeah, Applejack and Pinkie Pie do a duet for one verse, and then vice versa. That would have made the song about half as long.
Or we can, kind of do the practical thing and just axe the song altogether.
Well,
No, there's
actually,
another song that you could have taken out of this episode entirely and it would have affected Dick.
you know what? There are a lot of them, but the thing about the one thing I will say, and
Well,
I
my
can't
point is
believe
that
I'm sorry.
if you absolutely want to have the song, just be smart about how you're making the song.
I will say this though.
Don't make me mute it.
I will say
Don't
that.
make me mute it.
What my cutie mark is telling me is probably one of the few songs in the actual episode that really, has merit, because the thing about a musical is that, and we've talked about this before, is that, and Joseph mentioned this earlier, another shout out, you're welcome.
Ding.
Now we're
I
just
gotta
shouting out ourselves.
You know what?
Jesus
I'm just gonna start a counter. I'm gonna put a counter in the corner of the screen.
Every time Christian gives a shout
Every-
out,
yeah.
take a drink.
Oh,
Oh
I'm not
god.
sure you want to do that.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, no.
You will kill off all the drinking brony population.
No, you'll
in
kill
one
all
night.
12 of our subscribers.
Actually, no, dude, no. If you wanted to kill,
That's
if you wanted,
assuming our subscribers are 21 and over.
if you wanted to kill off the brony population, what you make them do is have them all watch Equestria Girls, and every time that there is a cliche that's used in another high school drama, have them take a drink.
Have you seen
Unless
this
they-
before? Take a drink.
Yeah.
Are you watching this movie? Take a lot of drinks.
Just drink yourself until you throw. Just drink until you throw up.
And you can't remember this movie anymore.
You know,
I wish
there's
I could drink to forget we go together, but that's not happening.
there's
anytime
there's a magical potion that you can drink to both forget magical mystery cure
Your
and
friend here?
no, magical mystery cure and Equestria Curls. It's called cyanide.
Oh, I was-
Equestria
I was
curls.
gonna go with
Curls?
bitter.
I was.
I want some. I want some curls.
I mean, I was going to say arsenic, but all right.
Whatever
No,
floats
no,
your
no,
boat.
no, no, no,
Don't
no,
make
no.
it salty
Thallium.
arsenic.
No, thallium poisoning.
Mm.
Much better.
Ooh.
Mm.
I like it.
That was
Heavy
that was
metals.
chemistry.
Good call. Good call.
Where the hell were
Got
we?
an A. I got an A in
We-
chemistry for a reason.
We were on what my cutie mark tells you to
Yeah,
do.
right.
What my cutie mark is telling me. There's one thing I will say in, I can't believe I'm saying this, defense of this song, is that it's one of the few songs in the episode that actually has a point in the episode, but it clues you in kind of into what is going on. It establishes the conflict that in a good episode would have been stretched out over the entire episode and been resolved by the very end. But we're talking about Magical Mystery Cure, so it's solved 14 minutes in.
Well,
So,
you know,
like, this is the only song, nothing else. Like, this is just to set the stage. Okay, we're done. Now to fix
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, it sets the stage for the conflict. So it's like, okay, the cutie marks have switched, and they're screwing everything up. Okay, now we have a problem that Twilight needs to solve. But this also begs the question: why isn't any pony else in the entire town seem to note that the cutie marks have been switched?
Or
Like-
or go like, hey, what is Pinkie Pie doing kicking trees? Isn't that Applejack's job?
But
Yeah,
furthermore-
exactly.
Furthermore, why wasn't
Eh.
anybody else in the town? Why didn't they have their cutie marks switched? Like, what
well-
happened if Cheerly and Big Mac...
because that I can actually explain because apparently
Now
the
go
spell
into the
only
spell.
affected the elements of harmony, which goes into the next plot point and my next grievance.
Okay.
So, when Twilight goes into her goes to her flashback, she gets Star Swirl the Bearded's notebook of MacGuffin, and
Of McGick.
McGick.
The Phlebotinum book.
And then she reads the end of it, and wait, what the fuck? Why does this spell require an incantation? Why does it matter that it rhymes? We've never really seen any of these before.
Yeah,
Because
this isn't.
McGick.
This is another thing that I. Sorry, so you were saying, Joseph.
Why would you have a spell that would like affect the only thing in the universe that can like completely eliminate a threat? That sounds like
Exactly.
a really bad
Oh,
idea.
that's only the beginning. I'm just going to the basic core mechanics of how this thing works because it's so baffling. Every time a unicorn has used magic, it was just a matter of concentration and, I don't know, focusing their horn chakra or something. Point is,
eh.
Third eye chakra, my friend.
yep,
Spirit science.
that's where it is. The
That's
point
why
is,
the horn is on their head.
the point is,
Yep.
if you're going to cast it, you generally know what it's going to do. In fact, I'm fairly certain Twilight explicitly says this is how magic worked in Feeling Pinky Keen. That it makes something specific you want to happen, well, happen. So how
You know what? Hold up. I'm still on the Wikipedia site right now. I'm going to look up the transcript for Feeling Pinky Keen.
Oh,
right
I'm going to
now.
find the clip. I'm finding the
I-
clip and editing it in here.
Magic is something you study and practice. It only happens when you decide to do it. And it's meant to make something specific that you choose to happen.
Well,
Okay.
also, I distinctly
Shout
remember
out to Wikipedia. Just saying.
Hooray! Oh,
Okay.
there's another one.
Twilight saying that it's a bad idea to cast a spell if you don't know what it does. I remember at one point that was said.
no. Okay, I'm looking.
Someone edited Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab going, ooh, what does this button do?
I'm going to find that.
Shout out to Dexter's Lab.
Shout out
Okay.
to
Ding.
shout out to
But the
Koski.
point is, how could she...
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the line right now. It says, and I quote, for one thing, clears throat, magic is something
Shout
you
out to
study
the-
and practice. It doesn't happen when you... It only happens when you decide to do it, and it's meant to make something specific that you choose to happen.
There you go. Right there. Straight from the episode. So
Straight
how
from
could
the
she-
horse's mouth.
Yeah.
You know
that
the pun I
pun.
wasn't going to say.
Puns.
So,
So,
how could
I'm
she
just-
accidentally cast the spell that she doesn't even know what it does?
here's the thing, though, is that she wasn't even casting the spell. She was looking
No,
it over.
she wasn't.
No, yeah, she wasn't even casting the spell. I don't even remember seeing, like,
All right,
her horn
hold
glowing.
on. I did actually address
Christian,
this, so
if
just
you look
let me...
if you look at it, you can clearly tell that she is already tapping mana in response to play the spell. So, you know, it's
Yeah,
kind of
she's-
bound to
she's-
happen.
She's
Well, this
casting
plot
a-
is
she's
already turned
casting-
sideways.
She's casting a face-down spell from exile, and she isn't sure what will happen when it resolves.
This
She's
is
been-
the spell
I'll
that
tell you.
GM won't let you reroll. No,
And then-
you have to go with it.
And it turns out she cast Warp World.
See, but the thing is, the
Oh, God,
incantation...
that's
Shout out
so
to Magic
bad.
the Gathering.
Yeah.
The incantation tells you exactly dick about what it does, so how would she know to cast magic and switch around the mark, or even where to direct the energy? Oh, wait.
Hey,
Looking
Junior,
at the
here's
clip
Here's
again...
the requirement for magic. What I've learned from various weirdo pagan blogs on Tumblr is true. It just has to rhyme and it's magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But here's
the implication here is actually that the elements of harmony are reacting to this incantation, and as any of you who even thought about the elements of harmony for a few seconds beyond them being a bizarre Deus Ex Machina make problem go away spell, there's something immediately wrong with this. There are not a lot of things that we know about the elements of harmony for sure, and never will because they shoved them back in the tree, but
Honestly, can I say this? I kind of agree that shoving them back into the tree into the Tree of Harmony had to happen because
yeah, it did.
Well,
It's
because you had this Deus Ex Machina that could solve any problem. So now whenever they had a problem, it just became, it was like, well, now we need to make the plot some bullshit excuses as to why they can't just use the elements. Sometimes it kind of worked, like in, Return of Harmony, where, Discord was trolling them all together. And then you have shit like Equestria Girls, which is another, bag of worms entirely. And by bag of worms, I mean like the big, colossal, titanic autochthon worms that will devour you if you open it.
Oh, so Australia.
Like,
Another shout out to Magic the Gathering. But
Shout out
here's
to
the
Australia.
shout out to Australia, Magic the Gathering, and Anthony Sage.
Magic the
No,
Australia.
Okay, imagine the Gathering monsters with Australian creatures. Like, that would be legitimately terrifying. Everything in Australia wants to kill you. This is true fact.
No, yeah, exactly. Like fucking spiders in Australia. True fact. I don't know if you knew this or not. Spiders in Australia have health bars over their heads.
I knew about the spiders that have health bars over their heads.
But anyway,
Everything in the ocean has death touch.
there are a few things about
just
the
ask
elements of
Steve
harmony.
Irwin.
There are a few things about the elements of harmony that we do know for certain. You must have all 6 elements present in order for them to work. And everybody who embodies the elements must also be present in order for them to work. The point here?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. The point here, unless Twilight has the main 6 stacked away behind the bookshelves, the elements shouldn't be doing jack shit! They shouldn't be reacting to
That's Twilight,
anything
not her
she's
Still there,
doing.
Joseph?
yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, he's kind of fuzzing. You're kind of fuzzing out a little bit.
Yeah, no.
I just
Okay.
went into Twilight's basement.
He's like the ghost in the machine of this conversation now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And for those of you who are about to say it's magic, they don't have to explain it, I refer you once again to feeling Pinky Keen.
It only happens when you decide to do it, and it's meant to make something specific that you choose to happen.
Logic and continuity are my 2 favorite bitches.
Well, here's
maybe
an-
this was the backdoor hack that Star Swirl the Bearded wrote into the elements of harmony. Who knows?
Well,
He
actually
didn't
brings up
even
another
make them.
point.
How would he be able to backdoor hack them?
No, this
He was
this
Star
brings up,
Swirl the Bearded.
this
Apparently
brings
he
this
was
bring,
pretty smart.
this brings up a few other points. Is that also this is another thing you got to notice? Whenever there's some magic mystical mumbo jumbo shit that occurred 1,000 years ago, it's always Star Swirl who made it.
Yeah, I
Always.
think they actually self-referenced that in one of the latest episodes, where they said like 1,000 years ago, and someone goes, "Man, 1,000 years ago must have really sucked."
1,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, Star Swirl must have been to Celestia what Twilight Sparkle is to her now, because he seems to have been the one who did all the shit for her.
Yeah, 1,000 years ago.
He also
they
must have been
had
with
White Walkers.
He also must have snorted a lot of cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I mean, look at all this
really
crazy
is.
shit that he made that only barely works.
Actually,
Speaking
here-
of
here-
that,
Mhm.
I have to bring up what, like you said, this is basically the entire defense of the entire goddamn continent.
Mhm.
Why would you write a spell to screw it up without being a villain? The only one I could conceivably see writing the spell for any reason is a villain. Why would this exist?
Well, actually, that's something that I wanted to comment on, is that...
Maybe Star Swirl was villain curious. He considered becoming a villain and then
I
just
just dabbled in
realized-
villainy in college. Like, it didn't really mean anything.
Oh god, did he go to the same school as Dr. Draken and Doofenshmirtz?
For someone who's supposedly a mad genius, I'm not seeing much of the genius.
Keep it up, Shigo, and you'll see plenty of the mad.
That explains a lot.
I want to see this fanfic now.
It's Star Swirl, Doofenshmirtz, and
Alright, all
Dr.
12
Draken.
subscribers, you've been given a challenge. Go, go, go.
Somebody get KP in on this. I think she'd dig it.
Yeah, she probably...
And
Not out.
Flashbang through the comment section.
Go, go, go!
I'll bring it
Okay.
to EQLA and read it in front of a crowd.
Okay, but here's the thing that I want to talk about the spell is that, and this was a coin this was a term I coined working on the script for the Equestria Girls review that we've been working on for like over a year now, and are still working on because we're lazy as hell. But the writing is so bad.
Get your ass off of TF2.
Well, it's kind of hard when I'm playing it with you guys, but okay, here's the thing. That you can see the uncreative process through the plot holes, because you really look at the spell, and what the spell was like what Duster was saying, what is the spell supposed to accomplish in its own universe, and why was it written? Well, I'll tell you why it was written. It was written so that the way the Twilight's friends' cutie marks could get switched around, so that way there would be this conundrum for Twilight to solve, so therefore she makes some new friendship magic, so therefore Celestia makes her an alicorn, and Hasbro gets to sell their toys. Boom, the end. It's one of those
So
things...
basically it was a toyetic spell?
How toyetic can you get?
Toyetic is a word created by marketing people. It means an object or device featured in a cartoon that could easily become a mass-produced toy.
You can write the entire spell.
Shout out to
Break the
Freakazoid!
universe.
But, okay, exactly, is that the spell makes absolutely no sense in its own universe because it doesn't serve any practical function in its own universe. What was it meant to do? Why did Star Swirl write it? What practical effects was he hoping to get on it?
Well, there's a reason that the only reason that I can come up with that he wrote it is...
But that's the thing,
I use
though.
that a lot.
Here's the thing, though, and this is a problem that I've noticed that like a lot of bronies have. Like when you try to ask them something and they don't have the answer, they'll refer to headcanon, which headcanon is the
Oh, that is my biggest pet peeve.
Headcanon, you know what headcanon is? Headcanon is the ostentatious term for some shit I made up to fill in a blank space.
You can't see the super disappointed look on my face, but I have one. I've gotten into slap fights in Equestria Daily's comment section. I'm confessing my sins now because I know it's a colossal waste of time. I just can't stop myself.
You know what, Duster? I'll just Photoshop a picture of your face frowning.
Here's my OC's face frowning because ain't nobody gonna see me.
Both of them. Okay, here's... Actually...
Yeah, I got into slap fights in the EQD section, and they usually say, well, like, it's my headcanon. That's the problem. We're gonna get into this during episode 100.
1, 2, 1, 2.